Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another day here, another episode of Formula One Talks. Labala here as your presenter with a guest who is one of our own, always ready to come in and help us whenever we need him. Jay, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Labala and Jay doing Formula One.
Oh, it's a bit of a late review, isn't it?
Yeah.
After show, whatever you can call it.
Yeah, an after show. We're doing Formula One Red Bull circuit in Austria.
My Red Bull Ring.
Red Bull?
Red Bull Ring.
Red Bull Ring. Yeah, Red Bull Ring. But before we begin, I must say we have to big up motorsport event that happened the past 2 weekends. Yeah, the past 2 weekends we had MK having the event in Masinga airstrip. People really turned up, and I'm told they really enjoyed the event. It was a 2-day event, so I didn't happen to get a chance to be there. But from what we saw and from what we've heard from people, what really turned up, and the event was massive. On the other end, I was in Machakos People's Park for the first ever rally cross event in the country. And I must also say that indeed, what we really enjoyed sana, it was one of a kind event happening for the first time, and we really enjoyed. It was also a 2-day event, whereby we had people competing both on tarmac and gravel as a circuit that loops between gravel and circuit. I mean, and the tarmac. Also, we had a drift event with Lujin, the drift master. It was really hyped up, and yes, we enjoyed. So I must big up all motorsport enthusiasts in the country who participated and also who attended. We are really so grateful. We must push this to the highest level. Safe motorsport in the country. We are advocating for that. And we shall keep you posted for any other event. So far, have you heard of any that is happening soon? I haven't heard of any. I'm yet to see the calendar.
You're in the circle, so if anything come up, you'll be among the first people to know. So
yes, like he said, anything coming up, we shall let you know. And organizers, you can always collaborate with us so that we always big you up for the good job that you're doing. MK, big up, and also Kaltundo and the likes, that is Club TT, who joined hands with Kaltundo to bring us a massive event. We enjoyed a lot. Back to our business, Formula One.
yes.
Jay, we were in your backyard.
I'm trying to find my orange flare.
Your orange flare. It is illegal to have a flare in Formula One track, by the way. It is illegal.
Yeah, we do not condone such, but they were there showing the support of Max Verstappen.
Yes.
And it wasn't a very good race for us.
Yes.
We were a bit sluggish on the strategy.
Yes.
The tire drag was so high, and Ferrari got the best of us. But
Yes.
we still lead in the All Drivers' Championship and the All Constructors. So
Yes. I understand all that. You are leading, but with a very small margin.
I don't say small. It's 208 and 170.
Yeah.
If my math is correct. So
Yeah.
probably Ferrari will fail in the next one. So we're
All
going
right.
to have more points coming.
Okay. As you pray for that, kindly take us through your weekend at your backyard. Quali, sprint race, and the rest day.
The race wasn't bad.
Yeah.
From quick practice, but we had to be running a different kind of setup.
Yeah.
We weren't as fast as we normally would have been due to the new laws about the flow and the blanks and all that hullabaloo with Mercedes and FIA.
Yeah.
Those who know what is going on know what is going on.
Yeah.
For the rest of us who don't know what's going on, is there's this thing about Mercedes is saying to the FIA that some teams are running pretty low for the planks. It's a whole thing we'll discuss later. But we are trying to run a different setup in the event. We were told to raise our vehicles a bit higher.
Yeah.
So in terms we sacrificed that for some speed. Practice 1, practice 2, nothing much happened. Sprint was amazing because we saw the raw power of the Red Bulls, and then we saw how quick the Ferraris can be when they are composed and they're together. And we saw the Mercedes is trying to flex a bit, but this year. Mercedes don't have anything with us this year, but
Yeah.
I don't want to start any politics or wars, but
Yeah.
that was the practice and the sprint. So, and the Red Bull Ring also gives you a different atmosphere for Max being its home ground. It's like Lewis
in Silverstone.
in Silverstone,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
the crowd is pretty active and all out there, and everybody's an Orange Army
Yeah.
soldier, we can say.
Yeah.
So bring out your orange flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know. Should I jump the gun and just talk of what happened, or should I just bring you like normal, the way you normally do? Should I start from the beginning to the end?
It's your show. You're the drivers. I mean, don't be a Ferrari driver, so
Yeah.
you don't catch on fire. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think talking of Ferrari, we saw a Ferrari overtake Red Bull 3 times. 3 times. What would you say about that? 3 times. Is it that you lacked pace? Is it that you are struggling? You've talked of tire degradation. Is it that your car is slow, or is it that maybe Ferrari are cheating somewhere?
First of all, we are not powered by Mercedes, so we are faster. Secondly,
Yes.
the tire deck on the Red Bull Ring is pretty high, mostly on these 18-inch tires. So it's something new for us, despite us trying to test it, and we haven't run a high deck, surface this much on these tires. Thirdly, we had one of our main Minister of Defense taken out by, the Mercedes again. When you're a Mercedes driver, there's a course on how to take Red Bulls away specifically.
Yes.
Because Hamilton did the same thing for Albon.
Yeah.
Back when Albon was still driving for us. Twice. Now I see Russell has come to the team as like lesson 1 as an internship. Please take out the Red Bulls like this. So we had Sergio Perez taken out way early in the race. So we messed up our strategy. And Ferrari actually outgunned us basically on the strategy. It's not that they are faster or anything. It's just that
No,
they took.
I fail to understand how you're saying it is their strategy when someone is overtaking you 3 times.
Yeah, they had a better delta on us on tires. Their tires were 12 laps younger.
Yeah.
Ours were 12 laps older, and we know very well that Red Bull suffers when they're running on the hard tires. That's like knowledge out there. So the Ferrari knew this. We had an undercut, and then
Yes.
the Ferraris decided to do an overcut on us and a 2-stop, and then we were just basically sitting ducks. Yeah.
All right.
You can have all the power you want, but tire deck, you can't run that.
Okay.
You can't run.
So basically, it was about tire deck.
It's tire deck and poor strategy from us,
Yeah,
basically. Because if we had overcut the Ferraris and then we did the safety car
Yeah.
at the end, we would have been.
Because I'm failing to understand. On race day, Ferrari seemed to be so much quicker, but on sprint, that was not the case.
Yeah, when we see on sprint, people do low fuel runs, more or less like what we see on FP towards the end of FP2,
Yeah.
where people do low fuel runs and short bursts of speed.
Yeah.
Red Bulls were amazing at short fuel runs, but with our Minister of Defense outside the strategy window, so Max had to run as a longer stint when he was supposed to be brought in earlier. Because of maintaining track position, we did not have Sergio Perez to do that for us. So we were fighting 2 horses with 1 bull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a matter of just playing your cards right. And fortunately, we didn't.
So I think from the answer that you've given us, you still believe you're fast. It's only that the strategy failed you.
we are leading both championships. We are fast. It's not that I believe we are fast. We are leading both championships.
Yes.
We are that's a testament to how fast we are. We are so fast that Mercedes decides to assassinate one of our drivers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how fast we are.
All right.
Yeah, and at least we don't catch fire at the end of the road like Ferrari.
We shall come to that. We shall come to that fire. We shall come to that at the end of the show, or rather towards the end of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, this video is brought to you courtesy of Mixtec batteries. As you can see, we are having Mixtec batteries here. They are sold in the country. And by the way, if you have a vehicle that runs a start-stop technology is whereby your vehicle, you get into a traffic, you stop, your vehicle shuts off, you lift up your pedal from the brake, you want to go, the vehicle starts. This is the battery. Mixtec batteries, they have that start-stop technology batteries. If you're just maybe wondering, you can contact Boosted Auto. We are one of the dealers of the Mixtec batteries in the country. So we've been appointed as dealers in the country. So we have these batteries with us today, and this video is brought to you courtesy Mixtec batteries. This is a Canadian technology. The batteries are Canadian, like I've said. So if you're wondering where you can get a good battery with the latest technology, here it is. And contact us. We can give you the variety of the battery that we have in store. Back to Formula One. Haas F1 team. It's someone told me at the beginning of the season.
Yes.
It was one of our guests here. So he told me he's rooting for Haas F1 team to score points and to be in the contention. And I think I'm seeing that. The previous race we saw Mick Schumacher scoring good points. And it's not only this race, he's been showing that. Have you picked up something with Haas F1 and maybe you can take us through?
Yeah, well, for once,
Yeah.
Mick remembered his last name is Schumacher, so he decided to work like that.
Like his father?
Yeah, he remembered his last name is Schumacher. Secondly, I'm going to take you back a bit. Back in 2016, when I think it was 2016, 2018, I'm not very sure. But Haas was among the best of the rest. That's how good the Haas were. K-Mag, when K-Mag was back then, when he was a McLaren driver, he had decent results. He's not that bad of a driver that people have come to familiarize themselves when he was driving alongside Grosjean. But the thing with Haas literally broke a mirror and then jumped in front of a broom. They just had a series of bad lucks. Like anything that you think that brings bad luck, Haas has done it. They had the issues with funding. They had the issues with Nikita Mazepin.
Yeah.
They had the issue of bad and unreliable Ferrari engines. They had the issue of the chassis. But Haas has just been bombarded with purely bad luck. But now, it seems Haas got their house in order. And Gunther Steiner and Mick and K-Mag, I think Mick was P6 and K-Mag I think was P8.
P8, yes.
The two boys are trying, and you can see the defense on Mick trying to defend against Hamilton in a way slower car. I think that's like a Group C car.
Yes.
You see, but the defense, the talent is that you can see the skill in the way the kiddo is trying to defend against Hamilton.
Yeah.
The way the kid is trying to pick a toe from his teammate from K-Mag, as we saw earlier.
Yeah.
So the question here is Mick coming into his own at Haas? Are we seeing the Mick we used to see in Formula 2?
Yeah.
Is this the Mick who won Formula 2? Is this the Mick who is a true Schumacher?
Yeah.
But we cannot say that off 2 races. We need to see more. But the leadership of Gunther and where the team is right now, in my opinion, they're doing well.
I think it's not about the 2 races. From the beginning of the season, he has really shown that he's fighting for that. Yes.
No, Mick has crashed like 1,001 times. He's literally scraping off what Nikita did. He's like finishing Nikita's money.
In the event of trying to prove to us what he can achieve.
Okay, but or even if you listen to some other these foreign YouTubers who have more insight in the sport, they kind of say Mick is more of a late bloomer. He sits around in a while and then all of a sudden he shoots. If you see Mick's days at Prima, the way he was racing back then, Mick was a very solid driver, but he had his shortcomings, self-doubts. Are we seeing a Mick getting self-confidence? I don't know. Well, we'll see towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
But the team is doing well and roots for us.
Talking of young drivers, we have to mix it with the most experienced. Formula 1 car, I believe it travels so fast. And to my surprise, this weekend I saw someone driving, then letting off the steering wheel and warning someone. You see?
The Lord of the Eyebrows, Fernando Alonso.
Yes, Fernando Alonso. How do you do that? You know, you're driving so fast. Then you see someone making a mistake, trying to push you out. You drive, as you're overtaking him, you just wag your finger towards him, telling you, young man, you need to drive safely.
I believe what you're trying to refer to, for those who don't get it, it's the battle between Yuki and Fernando Alonso.
Yes.
You do know Alonso, I think 41 years or 40 years old. I'm not sure if I'm not wrong. Yuki is 20 something. When Yuki was in diapers and Fernando was driving these things, Fernando is the Lord. He has 2 world championships under Renault. I do not even know how that happened because of the reliability of Renault. But Fernando is an experienced driver, very good, and Fernando's driving style is none that any of us has ever seen before in the recent, like basically the new millennia. Fernando is aggressive on the steering wheel. He is very aggressive on the brakes. He does not care whether the car rotates in the back or not. He just puts it there. So seeing a battle between an older guy and a younger guy was amazing.
Yeah.
But you see, age supersedes and skill supersedes all youth adrenaline, if I must say. But that was a good fight.
We also saw an old guy being knocked out by a young Turk. That is Vettel, and I think was Pierre Gasly.
Vettel, a four-time champion.
He was knocked out. I don't know. How do you take it? Was it just a racing incident? Was it worth the penalty?
Yes, it was worth the penalty because the rules say if the car is in front of you, the nose is ahead of you, the corner belongs to that car. And in this exact scenario, the car, Vettel's car was way ahead of Gasly's car.
Yes.
So Gasly is the one who turned into basically the Hamilton versus Red Bull maneuver. Hit the other guy's rear tire.
Yes.
Yeah.
So for you believe
it's a racing incident, unless it's Mercedes and Red Bull involved. Not just a hit car. Yeah.
Okay. Hamilton is back. Hamilton is back, and everybody's happy in the pit. Red Bull, in Mercedes pit, other than George Russell. So, do you think Hamilton is actually back? Because back in Silverstone, we said maybe they gave it all because he was at home, but he is another race, totally different, very far from home, and he's actually making it.
First of all, Hamilton is not back. He just inherited a position because since turbocharger couldn't hold itself together.
Yeah.
Secondly, okay, I know that's going to ruffle a lot of feathers.
He did not inherit more than one position.
Yes, he fought for his position.
Yes.
Nobody denies that.
Yes.
But Russell was in a way better position until he decided to take out a Red Bull, and then he had wing damage. He had to go get it fixed, and then he had the penalty.
Yes.
We cannot count that. If he has to, because people claim he's a goat, right? The higher you are up the pedestal,
yes,
the more you have to do to prove yourself.
Yeah,
I know
sure.
whatever I'm saying is going to ruffle a lot of feathers.
Yeah.
But this is my thinking.
Yeah.
Hamilton is a 7-time world champion. We have seen what Hamilton's brilliance can be. Like, for example, in Brazil, the guy came from 20th to first. We've seen him do amazing recoveries. This is literally not the Red Bull fan in me speaking. This is just a normal human being with eyes and observations. Hamilton is amazing. He's good. But the way he's driving this year, he's not him. I don't know whether the Mercedes fans agree or not, but that's not the Hamilton we know.
Yeah.
Even us as Red Bull, we are bored. We have nobody to fight with. We can't fight with saying this.
No, well, I don't agree with what you are saying. Hamilton still drives.
He drives magnificently.
Yeah.
Understand my point here is.
Yeah.
He is not the same Hamilton we've had along the years. He's kind of diluted. I don't know whether that makes sense.
It is the car, man.
Even he's aggressive. You can see Russell being aggressive in defenses, in attackings. I don't know why.
I think Russell wants to prove a point.
Hamilton is not comfortable with the vehicle.
He's just been recruited into the team the other day.
Hamilton is old. He needs to retire.
No, he's not old. If Hamilton is old, what about people like Alonso?
Leave the Lord of the Eyebrows out of this. Alonso is a good guy and he needs to stay. Hamilton needs to go home.
So Hamilton is not yet back, according to you?
According to me, he's driving well. He drove a good race. But to me, I can't write this exact Austrian race as an indicator because there was a place inheritance, there was George's misfortune. In my opinion, I'd like to see, when I say a certain driver is back or not, we do it comparison on races which they could be compared, where both of them had more or less the same.
Or do you want to tell us? Do you want to tell us that you want to see Hamilton and Russell go wheel to wheel like Leclerc and Sainz?
Yes, and of late, if you look at the data, the graph data, not the people sitting on the bench kind of data, the graph data, it shows how the Russell is driving is almost getting adapted to Lewis's driving. When you look at the data, the braking zones, the accelerating zones, the corner entries, the corner exits, all these small pieces of data that nobody looks at, Russell is kind of imitating Hamilton.
Okay.
Slowly by slowly. So if this kid drives along this guy in the next 1-2 years, he's going to be almost as good as him.
Is he imitating Hamilton, or is he being coached to drive like Hamilton?
I don't know, or even is he even adapting to the way the car is set up, because the car was set up according to Hamilton's specs. Because Bottas, was the yes man.
Yeah.
So this has a lot of questions. We need to have a Mercedes guy here to answer this for us. Actually, fans, if you want the next show, we need to be 3 of us, and a Mercedes guy and a Ferrari guy.
Yeah.
Because blah blah here can't be he has to be impartial.
Yes.
And you know,
Sure. You see, me, I'm just moderating the show.
and we know you're a Haas fan. So, yeah.
Okay. Ferrari, their engine just blew up when I think Sainz was just about to take Max,
Yes.
isn't it? On 57th lap, the engine blows up. Then he tries to park the car. The car is not able to get parked into position because of lack of handbrake in a Formula One car. They try to put a choking block. The car goes back. He's just trying to get out of the car. Too much smoke. He's inhaling that smoke. One, there are two questions. Did you get to know why the engine caught fire? That is one. And number two, was there a better way of trying to park this car other than using the choking block? Is there any other way you can park this car using a choking block? And thirdly, I said two questions, but I'll ask three questions. Why is there no handbrake in Formula One car? Or parking brake, they call it.
Let's start with the easiest one.
Yeah.
Why there is no handbrake in a Formula One car?
Yeah.
Handbrake equals more weight.
Oh.
If Williams was scrapping paint off their car to save weight, do you really have
Sure.
to have a handbrake?
No.
And then second, the second part of that answer is, if there is no literal scenario where a Formula One car will be parked on an incline.
Yeah.
Like there is none. Even if you're an engineer trying to...
That is one scenario we've seen.
Yeah, but you see...
That is one scenario that is an eye-opener.
Yes,
you see?
as these engineers are trying to develop these vehicles,
Yes.
there's a lot of things we need in these vehicles.
Yes.
For example, when these drivers are racing in hot areas, Bahrain and the rest,
Yeah.
they need to be cooled,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But adding a cooling system in these vehicles to cool the driver, of which is an integral source of performance, adds more weight. So do we add cooling or we don't add cooling?
We'd rather do away without cooling.
Exactly. So do we put a handbrake into something that might happen once in a
If it compromises safety, then we need it.
So in
Like we saw the other weekend.
yes,
Yeah.
but that's the simple answer. The
Yeah.
second answer is,
Yeah.
for example, Formula One cars don't even have a proper reverse gear, leave alone a handbrake. Do you see how long it takes a driver to find the reverse gear? For example, like the day Vettel went out, do you know how long it took him to? Because you have to go down to the downshift, go into neutral, the anti-stall kicks in, go into reverse, and then let the vehicle now start rolling.
Or like a bike. You have to
Yes,
downshift
exactly.
throughout
It's
the
like-
gears like a bike.
Exactly.
Until you get to neutral, then reverse.
Yeah, and
okay.
it's not a very strong gear also, because it's the probabilities of it being used are very, very, very minimal. Because you see, most of the drivers normally just push the car into neutral and then just let it roll.
Yeah.
So it is a scenario where it might happen,
Yeah.
but the possibility of it happening outweighs the reason of it being implemented. That's first. Secondly, I've come into some information on why the vehicle failed,
Yeah.
or how to identify key pointers of why the vehicle failed.
Yeah.
If we look at Sainz's vehicle, it caught fire towards the rear part and the top, towards the rear top, where the coke bottle comes
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
So when this happened, according to the information I've learned,
Yeah.
it's the turbocharger that failed.
Okay.
So the oil and everything poured onto the hot titanium exhaust, and then it caught fire. So for you to know whether it is an oil, a turbo failure, or a head failure, or a bottom end failure, for the head failure, for the turbo failure, you have like a short plume of smoke, like a blue, and then the vehicle just keeps on rolling.
Yeah.
Because the engine is still working.
Yeah.
It's just not at optimal intake pressure.
Yeah.
So, and then when the oil starts leaking out and everything, because all of that is in a very hot area.
Yes,
So it
yes.
catches fire immediately.
Yeah. Oil is highly
It's very
flammable.
flammable, but not as flammable as oil.
Yeah. Sure.
As fuel.
As fuel. Yes.
So it catches fire slowly.
Yeah.
So that's why what we saw on Sainz's vehicle in reference to Grosjean's vehicle.
Yeah.
Because you see, Grosjean was more of an instant combustion.
Yeah.
Sainz, it was...
Yeah. Slowly. You see, volatility rate.
So
varies.
this year we have seen Leclerc's turbo go.
Yeah.
And this is another turbo that has gone for Ferrari.
Yeah.
So
You're happy. You're a happy man.
and you're trying to thinking of buying a Ferrari. You better invest in aftermarket turbos. Yeah.
You haven't answered the last question. I said, is there a better way of getting this car parked? I don't know.
The easiest way is more rudimentary, like when we used to drive all the manual vehicles.
Yes.
When you parked on an incline, put it in fast and leave it.
Yeah, put it in fast and leave it. Yeah,
But you see, in that scenario, probably the gears
cannot engage.
maybe.
Yeah,
But you
because
see, we don't know that.
Yeah, they rely on hydraulics for them to
Hydraulics and
operate, and electronics for them to
there was
operate.
fire back there.
Yeah.
So currently, as we speak, the FIA and Formula One are still reviewing the incident and seeing what can be done.
I'm just thinking in my head, that vehicle caught fire. He was told to park the car aside. He tried to get off the road. Then the vehicle went off. So I'm just wondering, would he, okay, if he knew, maybe he didn't know about this. If he knew that he's going to an uphill, he would have switched off the car in gear. I don't know if it is possible in Formula One car.
You need to remember that the back of the steering wheel of this vehicle is a contact point, because these vehicles are CAN bus.
Yeah.
So CAN bus relies heavily on electronics. So
Yeah.
if your electronics are severed,
Yeah.
you do not have power to select which gear you're
Yeah,
going
sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, that is well answered. But we cannot, as we're coming to the end of the show, we cannot end this show without talking about Red Bull fans behaving badly.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yes.
Unfortunately. We love the sport, all of us.
Yes.
Be it football, be it whatever sport you're into. These days people are even into playing with plates. Whatever sport you're into. You as a fan, you have the right to express your joys and your sadness. But you have no right to catcall anybody. You have no right to disrespect anybody. You have no right to make any other fan uncomfortable, because they are entitled to as much as you are entitled to. So as much as I love the Orange Army and everything, whatever the fans did in Austria was not good. We do not condone that in any way or form. Even here when we're sitting and watching these things, we do not condone such kind of aggressiveness. We respect everybody, man, woman, female, male, black, white, lizard, everything. If it's a fan, it's a fan.
Yeah.
So everybody deserves to be respected as a normal human. Would you like to go to you pay all that money for a seat only for you to be blocked by orange smoke? No. So then why would you do it to somebody else?
Yeah, sure.
Currently, as we speak, FIA reviewing the security details.
Yeah.
Because the security has lapsed on 2 events now.
Yeah.
In Silverstone, when the protesters went to the track.
Yeah.
And now in Austria, where there was so much flares that most of the fans could not see through turn 1. Okay, the drivers wasn't so bad, but there was a lot of smoke even on the track.
Yeah.
There was catcalling and shaming of some women who claimed that they were disrespected, of which we do not condone disrespect of women or men or animals of any kind.
Yeah.
So please, let's use common sense. If you don't like it being done to you, then don't do it to anybody else.
Do you see this causing problems for Red Bull circuit in future?
You see, that's a very difficult question, considering that this is an administrative problem. It's not an issue that we as Red Bull Racing had. It's an issue with the Red Bull Ring circuit, of which it's not privately owned by Red Bull. And the fans are not Red Bull controlled fans. They are fans of the Red Bull team, but they're not controlled by Red Bull. But currently Red Bull and FIA and Formula One are in talks to see how they can better improve the situation for the fans next time.
Towards the end of the race, we had Leclerc crying that he cannot downshift. He's unable to downshift, especially into, I don't know which turn, was it turn 4 or turn 5, which was a very slow turn. You have to really brake so much for you to get into that corner. So he could not downshift the vehicle for it to slow down. Then he went ahead and actually he won the race. But we believe that I think from the starts, it's like Max was catching up with him. Was it a strategy or was it a genuine complaint from Leclerc?
See, the two is, as a human being, you suffer.
Yeah.
You suffer mentally and physically.
Yeah.
After the problems with Leclerc started after Sainz went off.
Yes.
Immediately after Sainz went off.
After the safety car now.
Yes, Leclerc started reporting the pedal feeling a bit weird.
Yeah.
So earlier on, even through the radio between him and his engineer, everybody thought this was a psychological thing. And you see, the moment you're trying to fight, you see, these cars don't even have power steering. So the moment you're trying to wrestle this vehicle around the track, you're trying to speak to engineer, you lose time. And as more you're losing time, your opponent is just creeping slowly behind you.
Yeah.
So Max reduced the delta between them gradually while Leclerc was trying to diagnose what the problem with his throttle was. So that later on we came to figure out that his throttle was getting stuck at 20 to 30% open.
Yeah.
Even at some point the engineer telling him to nudge the throttle to see whether the throttle will come back up.
Yeah.
And you see, this causes now a lot of other problems down the line, because these cars have basically like what we have in our normal manual vehicles, synchros, that the kind of, how do I explain this? That the gear synchros that allow the engine speed to match the revolution.
A certain gear.
Yes, of a certain gear.
Yes. You have to be at certain engine speeds for you to downshift to certain
upshift.
lower or upshift.
To
Yes.
a certain gear.
Yes.
So when you're going into a corner which needs you to go into it maybe at second or third gear and you are
On
your,
fifth.
your speeds are at fifth.
Yes.
The engine ECU will not allow you to downshift.
Yeah.
So you have now faster entry speeds, which means you'll go wider, which means you'll degrade your tires further, which means sometimes your lap will be faster, sometimes your lap will be slower. It's just a whole bunch.
Or sometimes you brake too much when you get out of the corner. You are in off gear.
Yes, you're in off
Yeah,
gear.
you are in a wrong gear. You are in fourth when you should have been in second.
Exactly. Your
Yeah.
vehicle, because you see these vehicles have even settings for the differential lock, how
Yeah.
tight you want the vehicle to turn.
Yeah.
So it limits a lot of the driver settings that they have to play around on the steering wheel. So it was stressful for Leclerc. Actually, if that race went on for another 2 laps, Max would have taken him out.
So it was a genuine call.
It was a genuine call because at this point, with Ferrari and reliability issues,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
need to be really worried whenever driver says they have a problem.
And everybody was nervous in Ferrari pit. Everybody was nervous at that point. Everybody was nervous.
Yeah.
Do you think Perez? Do you think Perez is out of the race?
Perez is not out of the race. He's third in the World Drivers' Championship. Actually, if Mercedes hadn't played their game as normal, we would have been higher with Leclerc. Because we would have defended against Sainz. And if Sainz was out, we would have Hamilton wouldn't have graduated way to the GOAT status he has. Yeah, that's going to ruffle a few feathers.
All right. So you think he's still in the race?
He's still in contention, yes, because we're still early. We haven't even gotten to the summer break yet. We have 2 races before the summer break.
Yeah.
So if let's hope Mercedes don't play that card again, Perez is strong enough. We have seen Perez come back from a left hand to winning. So we cannot count Perez out yet.
As we summarize, do you think that everybody has sorted their purposing issues? Because we didn't see that. We didn't see the car.
We saw a bit of porpoising in the Ferraris. The McLaren seems to have sorted that out earlier on. Red Bulls don't.
Mercedes doesn't.
Mercedes doesn't anymore, but they're running a way higher ride height and stiffer floors. But the FIA has gone into this thing, and there is a petition between between FIA, Red Bull, Ferraris, and Mercedes. Because Mercedes say Red Bull and Ferrari are running their vehicles way lower, which is
I had that
against the rules. So that the wooden plank on the bottom is kind of tricked on. That's we'll have a small short video on describing what that is.
Yes.
But the plate is not wearing out the way it should.
Okay.
So in return, Mercedes did stiffer flooring, and then Red Bull and Ferrari says it is not allowed. It's giving them more advantage. If they're doing it, we also need to do it. So if Red Bull and Ferrari do that, they become faster than the Mercedes. So it's a whole merry-go-round thing. But what is solid is that from 2023, which is next year, there is going to be new sensors to measure how much oscillation. They're calling it aerodynamic oscillation, basically porpoising. The vehicles do in terms to relation with the driver's health and back. They're also looking at how best to do the flooring, whether to make it a bit more flexible, a bit more stiffer, if there's something they can do with the suspension. But for porpoising, we don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our next race.
Circuit Paul Ricard.
Yeah.
Ferrari, if they hold their thing together, who are the contenders?
That is not very far from Leclerc's home.
Yeah, it's not very far.
Not very far. I believe Leclerc goes there for shopping.
Leclerc is Monegasque, so
yes.
Monaco and France.
Yeah.
But again, it's a very fast circuit.
Yeah.
So which plays again to our cards. But again, if if their vehicles hold themselves together, worthy contenders. Very worthy contenders. Because it's going to be an amazing race because it's a very fast track.
Well, would you tell us what you anticipate first, second, third? First, second, third.
Why do you even ask this? Max Verstappen, Sergio Perez, Charles Leclerc. Or Max Verstappen, Charles Leclerc, Perez, Sainz, Russell, Schumacher, Hamilton.
So the key thing here is Max Verstappen.
Gold standard.
Yes. Max Verstappen.
Gold standard. Just shots.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that has been it, and I think we are done for now, for today. Let's see. He has given us what he thinks is going to be the lineup for the French, is it? Yeah, French GP. So let's wait until then. So before we go, we must say thank you so much for Mixtec batteries. Like I had told you earlier on, Mixtec batteries are here at Boosted Auto. For those of us who run start-stop or stop-start, this is the technology. Those other batteries are not, are not capable of handling start-stop capabilities in your car. I think you may have proven this, but with Mixtec batteries, you are always assured that your vehicle will start and stop or stop and start, and you will have the durability in your batteries without worrying about its lifespan. Until then, this has been Boosted Formula One Talks. If you feel our content is worth sharing, then please, like usual, we always ask, kindly subscribe to our channel, like, comment, share, so that we reach to as many people out there as possible. Until next time, see you, and Labala has been my name.
Okay.
Bye-bye.